Hey guys, Jason here. So let's check out what we got going for the weather. This is
A wild and windy day here in the Pacific Northwest. I'm meteorologist Tim Joyce. Thanks for checking out Q13Fox.com. We are talking about quite a bit of wind throughout the Seattle area, but the windiest spots were up to the north. Bellingham saw peak wind gusts in the mid-50s, and we are seeing the skies clearing out a little bit, but still feeling some really heavy showers out there. Most of the really heavy rain is now moving up into the Cascades and areas up towards the north. As far as flooding, we are only seeing one river under a flood warning right now. That's the Skokomish River in Mason County. We're keeping our eye on the Nooksack River up in Whatcom County, as well as the Stillaguamish River, and the whole areas in eastern Washington are looking rather floody, as well as we see a potential for a flood watch continuing there through the weekend forecast. Windy weekend in store. Winds are easing up tonight. We've got a wind advisory for the Seattle area and most of Puget Sound till 6 p.m. tonight, but getting past that, things are going to calm down a little more in those overnight hours. A very breezy Saturday morning, on again, off again showers, but we're looking at the really windiest weather of all is coming on Saturday in the late afternoon hours. Probably peak times between 4 and 8 p.m. And as we look towards which areas are most affected, pretty much everywhere highlighted here in magenta. And again, that's from Saturday afternoon all the way through about 2 a.m. on Sunday morning. And with peak wind gusts possible in some areas, 65 to 70 miles an hour for the coastal areas, maybe 50 miles an hour around Seattle. We're talking about perhaps a historic windstorm for the Pacific Northwest. As far as the rest of the weekend goes,
Message from.
so yeah. Yeah, we got some winds coming. We had some winds yesterday too. They were pretty good. So I had to dig out Missouri Wind and Solar part that I bought last winter that I was going to put on this summer, which I never got around to until just today, because I wasn't prepared. So I had to slap together some stuff today. And so, first off, let me show you this. Okay, this is my MPPT charge controller. It shows the voltage of the batteries on my man cave. They're at 13.1. So that right now I don't have solar hooked to it right now, or anything hooked to it right now. It's hooked up to the batteries. And so yeah, there's the box that Missouri Wind and Solar part came in that I bought last year. I was planning on putting on this summer. More band stuff. So let's go outside. It's dark. It's not very windy right now. So we got like a low, before the storm tomorrow. So let's go check it out. It's dark and nasty. It's wet. It's not raining right now, so that's kind of nice. So I was able to get some stuff done. Okay, so what I did is I changed out my old Missouri Wind and Solar charge controller to the new fancy one that has, it's really easy, nice and easy to adjust. 13.1 volts in here too. So that's where I'm at with my voltage on my battery. So now all of my wind turbines come in here. The dual core is hooked up as 12 volts, two 12-volt turbines. They come in on this side, these two. And then my old school comes in right there, that one. And then my little 500 comes in right here, and he goes just through his own little power meter, and he goes straight to the battery. So the little 500 is kind of on its own. So the dual core and my old school, they run through a battery isolator, and that runs up to the grid ties, and I got 600, 600, 600, and 1,000 watt. Excuse me. So that's 1,200 and 1,000, so that's 2,200, 6, 2800 watts of grid tie. So if the grid power goes out, it automatically, with this battery isolator, goes directly down to my battery. And I'm using a really big battery down in there. It's one of those that starts those big generators for like hospitals and stuff. And the reason I use that right there is because that's a great battery for fast absorption and fast if the dump loads kick on. So it can handle those fast draws and fast absorbs off of the wind turbines. So hopefully it'll help smooth it out when it goes through about this big black cable here. This is 6-gauge wire. It runs all the way from this battery all the way to my man cave batteries, which are up front. And I got 3 batteries up there, and they're a dedicated pure deep cycle battery, not made for starting or anything. They're just deep cycle batteries on my man cave. And so hopefully I'll be ready for this storm that's coming up. We'll see. So my dual core Freedom is coming in over here. That's on the front of my house. This is my old school on the back of my house, and he's hooked up right there. And they go through that meter, and that just tells the volts and the amps, whatever they're making. And then my 500 comes in, and he's going into this rectifier right now, and then it goes through this little power meter, and that goes directly to the battery. And then this is the grid ties coming in off of that lead that goes up to the grid ties. So, and then off of the battery I have this dump load controller running 1200 watts of dump, so 2 600 watters, 12 volts, and the newer Missouri Wind and Solar dump load controller that I can adjust by using the buttons on it. So there you go. There's an overview of my system. Tomorrow our band is going to be playing probably during the worst part of the windstorm, so I won't be able to probably get you video of it unless we just decide not to do the band for tomorrow. But I think we're going to go ahead and try and see if the power goes out or not. But I think I'm ready, and we'll see what happens. Alright, thank you guys for watching. Alright, bye bye.